Hi, and welcome to a walkthrough of the new listings report on shelftrend.com. The new listings report is a great report for sellers on eBay who want to keep track of all the new inventory that's entering the ecosystem. We run the report for the last 7 days, and it allows sellers to keep track of new competitive threats that might trend against them at some point in future. Over the years, this has proved to be one of the biggest problems for sellers when losing visibility is really not seeing a new competitor enter the category that they're selling in early. So we're going to have a quick look at how you can track this stuff a lot easier on ShelfTrend. So creating a new listings report is super easy. You just go to create new report in the app, click on new listings, choose the eBay site that you want to run the report for, and you either pick a keyword or you can browse into an actual category and get all the new listings in that time. We run the report for 7 days, but you can actually narrow in for a shorter time period after the report runs. So I'm going to do an all categories search, and I'm going to use a car parts example of a Bendix brake pad. So here's the report. It's run for Australia, and it's new listing activity over the last 7 days for Bendix brake pads. Now, what this is showing you is a list of all the inventory that's come in that's still live and selling right now for all these sellers who have brought in inventory of Bendix brake pads. The number of listings, the quantity that's behind those listings, the amount that's starting to sell, the pricing, median price and median postage, and a snapshot of just the brands and the variants of brands that they're bringing in. Now, these are the items that have just come in. They haven't gotten any traction yet, but there is a large likelihood that these will compete against existing sellers' listings selling Bendix brake pads if buyers feel that any of this inventory is more attractive. So the first thing we're going to look at now is the overview boxes, which is a summary of everything that's gone on in the last 7 days. So the number of listings is over here, the price range of the inventory coming in, the postage range, the actual SKU quantity that's been listed, the number of sellers listing it, so 15 in this case, the number of brand values that have been input of 53, and the sold number. Usually sold's pretty low because these are all still pretty new listings and they haven't had time to ramp up just yet. Next, we look down here and we look at all the 3 different cuts of the data. So you've got a seller summary view, which you can see is a summary of all the sellers ranked by the number of listings being brought in. These columns can all be re-ranked. It shows the quantity, the number sold, the median price, the median postage. These are middle price points and postage costs, and a snapshot of the brands that are coming in. So if you also did a search which didn't include a brand, in this case Bendix is a brand, you'd be able to go in here and get a summary at the same level of the amount of brands coming in if you're interested in looking at brands. And listings is actually just the listing level detail, and you can show the images, the gallery images behind them, and it actually has more specific inventory information on the quantities, the sold items, actual price, postage, and the item location. So next you can actually look at the buttons on the right, and you can toggle your visualizations on. So these are just the charts that represent the data, and you can look at the number of listings by sellers as a default, but you can also change that to brands or formats, conditions, or countries. You can look at the price ranges and the postage ranges, and you're looking at quantities by the same filters and the quantities sold. So now let's start zooming into the data. As you can see on the left here, they've got a number of filters. You can filter by keyword, or you can filter by a number of other characteristics. And the whole data set runs as a default for the last 7 days. But you might want to run it daily for the last 24 hours. And you can see the data both in the charts and in the data tables update. So So here's the last 24 hours. You can zoom into it by specific categories. You can filter on condition. You can get rid of international listings and just look at the domestic side only. So in this case, Australia only. And you can get rid of things like auction, auction bin, or you can zoom into auction, auction bin. So most of the inventory on eBay at the moment is fixed price or store inventory, and store inventory here just means good till cancelled. So once you've zoomed in, had a look, you can either save that as a selection in your dashboard by hitting the star here, or if you want to start going back to the top and zooming in, you can clear all the filters and you just go back to the defaults of the report. Now, the other features that we have are you can hide the filters by toggling them on and off. You can get rid of the headers and the summaries by using this button here. And if you like to work with data offline, or if you want to build up a bit of a history for yourself, you can download a flat file of your filtered inventory here. So here's the new listings by CSV, and you've got a lot more information in here that you can go and dive deeper into, including the start and end times of the listings, the amount of stock available, all pretty easily represented here. And as you can see, all of that is Bendix brake pads. So you can just make that work for your category, whatever that is. So that's a basic overview of the data. The best way to try it out is to log in, to sign up and run a few queries. And we know that if you were able to do this, new inventory is not able to sneak up on you and take your position of best match and ultimately your sales. So until next time, please give us your feedback by hitting us up at contact@shelftrend.com, and we'll see you on the next video.